The Fulani community in the northern region is accusing officials of the National Identification Authority of harassment and refusal to register them, although they have all the requisite requirements for the registration process. Correspondent Martina Bugri has been following this story and joins me for a few details. Good morning, Martina.
Good morning.
Would you share with us the details on the concerns of the Fulani?
Some of the concerns they raised yesterday was somebody has a birth cert, somebody has a passport, which are the requisite requirements for the registration. And then he was denied. He actually came with somebody who has a Ghana card he registered in Accra to guarantee or vouch for him. And he was denied. Not only was this guy denied, the one who had the Ghana card was seized from him. And he was asked to search, he was detained because they said they were calling the police to come and arrest him because they believe it's an illegality. And he said his parents, grandparents have lived in Ghana all these years. They had a birth cert, and he also has a birth cert to show that he's a Ghanaian. But they still insisted that they were not going to give him the Ghana card he had already acquired from Accra and was just going to vouch for somebody. And it's not just only in Tamale that it's happening. It's happening in other areas like Yendi, like Jimile, like Sola in the Savannah region and other areas. When I spoke to Alhaji Musa Barry, he's the secretary of the welfare group, he said it's a major concern. They had to come from Accra to the region here because several calls kept coming in that I went to register, they will not allow me even though I have everything that needs for the registration exercise. And so it's an issue that they are not happy with, and they want the National Identification Authority to respond to some of the questions.
All right, Martina, thank you very much for that. Please don't go. But we've also been joined by the Head of Corporate Affairs of the National Identification Authority, ACI, Francis Palmdetti. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Has this concern come to the NIA's attention?
I'm not aware of this concern coming to our attention. But if I follow from what you've said, I would wish to try and establish some facts about the work we do and how we go about our work. Now, we don't, from the onset, determine which tribes or which people are qualified or not qualified, because the law on citizenship doesn't specify tribes, national, ethnic groups, or even languages spoken. The law on citizenship doesn't emphasize on that at all. So what we look out for is your parentage. I mean, where your parents come from, where your grandparents come from, whether they are citizens of Ghana, through which one has obtained citizenship. And so it's an objective criteria that we use in making the determination. Now, when you come to the center, the requirements one has to present the birth certificate or a passport or a certificate of acquired citizenship. If you don't have that, you need somebody a relative who has already registered to vouch for you, or you need two persons in a category that we have, as a list of categories: a teacher, an assemblyman, a public servant, a civil servant, a member of the security services, a licensed professional, etc. Out of that list, you can pick two people who have already registered with a card to vouch for you. Yeah. Now, if you appear before our officials and you present the document, they will ask you questions to establish your eligibility to register. If in the process of asking you questions, it is evident that indeed you do not qualify or you are not a citizen of Ghana as the law stipulates, you will be challenged. Now, when you are challenged verbally and you do not insist and walk away, that's fine. But if you insist, there's a process you must be taken through. It's called a challenge process. Anybody at all can challenge you, be it the official or even an applicant. Now, when you are challenged, two forms are given to you. One form you have to send to the chief of your village or your hometown, and the other form is given to you to give to the assemblyman within your locality to fill. Those two documents are returned with the registration form, and we submit this to what we call the District Registration Review Committee, made up of a judge. You have the divisional or district commander of the police service as a member. You have a representative of the Ghana Bar Association as a member. you have a rep from the Education Service, Social Welfare, and the religious authority as members. They would make a determination as to your eligibility to register or not, or whether you are qualified to register. When they are done and you are qualified, they'll tell NIA you are qualified and therefore you should be allowed to register, and we will allow you to register. If you are not qualified, they will tell us and we will not register you. You also have the right to appeal. You can appeal further to the Regional Registration Review Committee, and then you also can appeal to the court. That's the procedure. So if anybody goes to our center and that individual is challenged or that individual is refused to register, that person has the right to insist on being registered, and they take it to the challenge process. We are not out to single out any community. We are doing a registration. Anybody who shows up and is qualified will register the person. But if you show up and you do not meet the criteria, you will not register. So I plead with any group out there making any case that we can look at these issues on a case-by-case basis. But there's an independent body which is close with the powers to make a determination when there's an issue between NIA and an applicant, where the focus on one's eligibility. That body is the one to deal with such matters. But we are not out there with an intention to deny anybody who is eligible from registration. We will not do that.
Right. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Palmdeti. And if you have any problems, if you go to the NIA office, you should be able to report them, and there will be support that is offered.